We'll be going out now live on Trigger Warning. That won't be a problem.
There we go.
So anyone on Trigger TV, we are live now. They can't hear us, but hopefully just tell them to press play. It's definitely rocking there. Thank heavens we hadn't started the podcast at that point. Although we're being recorded in like 5 separate locations at the moment, so that's not so bad. And we've got plenty of broadcast time left on Cogent Radio, so we're going out live, as we said, on the mighty huge liveleague.com. We're going out on triggerwarning.tv/live, on Facebook, and on Cogent Radio.
I'm very impressed. I'm impressed that you've got it all going.
Me too.
It's getting all chaotic, isn't it?
I'm not just impressed, I'm like surprised. I'm surprised that it's actually worked. But it has. So yeah, you guys listening live, you're going to hear a couple of different intros as we do the main podcast, and then extra time. You're welcome to stay with us. Oh, so I guess we've just decided
we're going to be broadcasting all the in-between bits between the two, because we didn't do that last week, did we? Last week we just did a big... we got all excited, didn't we?
Yeah, one great big huge podcast. We'll see how it goes, though.
Yeah.
No one's the boss of us.
No.
Do what we want.
No.
We do what we want.
You're the only person that could get me fired from the closest the closest thing to fired right now, and I think we've definitely crossed the line in terms of.
Yes.
I forgot to put my vest on for you.
Oh no!
I brought a wife beater today to wear.
Oh well, next week.
Next week.
Although next week we're doing it remote. So.
Yeah, we're doing it remote, so I'll be naked.
Unless we say that, but we might just end up enjoying it again.
Yes.
And making an excuse to come in here. Let's just have a look around live. We're going to start the podcast in just a moment. I don't think the chat's updating either on Live League, to be honest with you. But there we go.
God damn it.
That lovely freeze frame of us smiling at each other on Live League. That's really nice. So what we'll do, we've got to say a few hellos to people here. Over on Facebook, Pete, Nick, Alan, Stephen, Shatner's Bassoon.
Oh, I love that guy.
And whoever else is watching that I can't get the list up for at the moment. Of course, on Live League, Tiny Rick, Cup of Tea, How Do You Like Me So Far, Zap, Will Goodfellow, and others that I can't see at the moment because there's just too much scrolling and jumping about going on. And over on Triggered Loss of Anon Triggerists, basically, who...
yeah, it's not been doing too well for keeping people logged in at the moment, has it?
No.
I'm a non 5041 tonight.
Are you?
Even though I've already clicked login, but
we're definitely live on the on triggerwarning.tv now, so that's nice. It's all sorted. So I guess we better start this podcast thingy-jiggamy. Now that we've had a chat with the live people.
Yeah, the live crew.
Which is nice of them.
I love the live crew.
Especially the people listening on Cogent Radio tonight, more than usual. Which I've got to say, big thank you to Richie Allen for the Major League plug.
He did it. He did an awesome plug. He plugged me. Graham Booth of Game Face. Yes. I was saying, oh my God, Richie Allen remembers me.
Yep, so that was really cool, Richie. So thank you very much for that. So it's hugely appreciated. And yeah, if you don't listen to Richie Allen's show as a general rule or whatever, give it a listen. He's, objective for the most part about most topics. He gets some interesting guests on. He has some interesting theories that I might not always agree with, but I do enjoy talking to him about them. And he's definitely worth a listen. And he's planning on putting a live event on.
Yes.
In November, about how the media is manipulated. It's going to be an audio-visual thing here in Manchester. Check Richie's site and Richie's show for more details. But as we learn more, we'll put it out there as well, because Richie's one of the good people. Always tries to help us out, which is really nice of him.
Yeah.
Like his degenerate friends.
I love these beers that have just been here for so long now. And
I know. I don't even know. How did I end up with Budweiser?
I don't remember, I don't remember. And then with this weather, they won't be beer anymore. They'll be like grog. I don't know what they'll be.
It'll be improved.
And your lovely pens.
Yeah, my Mont Blanc rip-offs. I was given... I broke the top off. I imagine on Mont Blanc that would have been crystal.
Yeah.
On this it was plastique.
Yeah.
And gone now because I dropped it. And there's more plastique.
We're surrounded by a lot of plastic, aren't we?
A lot of plastic.
Like, every time I come in, there's actually a wall of boxes now in this what was once a very large studio.
Yeah, but now it's okay because we've still got all the room we need, so it's perfect.
It's great.
Perfect. It will do the job. Good. We've still got the Anon Triggerists in there. I thought they'd all left us when it wasn't working, but no, they're still there. Let's check on here. Oh, HTTR24 as well.
Oh, hello.
When we're right, someone says this is the smallest desk in the world. And Cup of Tea says, did you ask Richie Allen about Brian Harvey? No. I know Brian Harvey name dropped him as one of the bad people or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I forgot to mention that to Richie. I must mention it.
I've seen that guy. There's that Manchester YouTuber, like Black Red Pill something or other, and he's that guy famously went up to Antifa, and they were all calling him a Nazi. Do you remember him?
Yes.
He's just interviewed Brian Harvey, so he's going up in the world, isn't he? Bless his little face.
Oh, we'll get him on Trigger Warning.
Yeah, we'll get him in here. That'd be great.
Oh yeah, get him in here.
Oh, I still need to get you to that debate group that I go to, man.
Yes.
You'd love it.
We'll talk about that in the podcast.
Yeah.
So, guys watching live, we're going to act as if we haven't spoken at all. This was just our little chat with you guys and say hello to everybody because we're pros like that. Better take a note of the time, hadn't we? That would help, wouldn't it?
I can. There we go. I've noted the time. 9:12. Exciting.
Or 13 minutes of broadcasting on the radio station. Here we go. Oh, we put the music in later, by the way. It's all trickery. It's all very special effects. Hello and welcome to Trigger Warning Podcast. I'm Hayden Hewitt and I'm joined as ever by the sparklingly effervescent Mr. Showbiz himself, Graham Booth.
Hello!
Oh, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm knackered. I'll tell you how tired I am.
Please do.
I was brushing my teeth and doing a wee at the same time, and something in my head saw the stream and thought...
rinse your toothbrush.
Yeah, do a little... and I got like halfway before I was like, no.
Should have.
That's how tired I am. I nearly did.
Oh, that would have been epic.
It would have been the first time I'd done it with my own wee.
I heard the qualification in that. I didn't miss that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't want to talk about the other times. Yes, so if you're listening to this on the podcast, thank you very much. It, of course, goes out on Podomatic, and you can listen to it on triggerwarning.tv. We also record the podcast live now whenever we can, and if we're in the studio, that goes out on a variety of platforms, including liveleak.com, Facebook, and triggerwarning.tv/live. That's on a Tuesday at 9 p.m. if we're in the studio. But of course, as ever, we broadcast definitely live via Cogent Radio every other week that we're not in the studio at 10:30 UK time. So do join us live. Hey, the podcast has been doing well lately, hasn't it? It
has. Numbers are going up and up. We're actually at the point now, if you go across all the different broadcasts and all the things, we're just getting to that selling out point now. We could be making $13 a week doing this.
13?
Yeah, something
Nobody
like that.
Told me about that.
I know. You know, when we did that little calculator.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
All we have to do is talk about dollar shaves for a minute.
I worked it out. If we only get 4 million more listeners... We're totally coining it in, dude. Providing we do a podcast every day.
I am, for anyone listening live, by the way, I am sharing the link. But if you go on triggerwarning.tv, hit that big ass donate button there, and you can drop us some funds so that we can do this 2 times a week. We want to do 2 shows a week, don't we?
Absolutely. The plan is we're going to set some goal. I think we'll use Patreon as well, because it's a good. I mean, even though you got to pay double sets of fees, it's a good way of letting people see how much money's coming in. And what they'll get for that sum of money.
Yes.
So the idea is we'll set one target that means we can do this show every week. You know, the live radio podcast every week going out on all the platforms. We may even add Twitch to that. I don't know yet. Just because everyone else is on Twitch. Why not us?
Yeah.
Why not us? What's wrong with us?
Hey, those Amazon Prime donations are pretty good, man. You get the odd $100. It's nice.
We'll get on that, and we'll have to.
You'll steal all the game faces.
Damn right, I'll steal all game faces.
Slowly drifting over.
But also we'll get that one for all streaming thing. So it'll be definitely it will work. So that'll be the important thing, and we'll still, of course, do the Thursday night TV show, which is slightly different. And the plan was we'll just set these targets. So X amount means we can do this every week. The next amount will mean we'll do a longer show on a Thursday and have some giveaways. We'll have competitions where you can win trigger warning merch and things like that. But it will be exclusive merch. People that win the competitions. It won't just be, you know, whatever we got at the store that hasn't sold. It'll be exclusive stuff.
And then once we get to 1 million subs, we can do my idea.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Dollar Shave.
Oh no, I was thinking the other one.
Which one was? Oh,
the bobbly guy.
Bobbleheads.
Bobblehead Hayden.
That would require a substantial investment.
Yeah.
A substantial investment. But hey, everything's available.
There's more chance of you agreeing to us getting a gun than there is bobbleheads at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's an easier sell for me, really.
Pretty much.
Why have I got this? I don't know.
Yeah, I just can't imagine him. I would love a Hayden Hewitt bobblehead. I can't imagine a time in the world when anyone goes, I really need a fat, bald Englishman on my dashboard. I really need that. Yeah, just angry.
like on the mugs.
Yeah, but you have to face it out.
Yeah, our Sophie really liked that mug. You know, she said she said you look like an anime character. Someone's drawn you all anime.
Well, it certainly doesn't look like me.
No.
He's bald and got a beard, and that's about it. But it's very flattering and it's very nice.
He looks well hard, doesn't he?
In case you guys aren't sure what we're talking about, it's if you're watching this live, it's this image. If you're watching on the podcast, you can't see this watching it on the podcast. What a dick. But yeah, it's that image which was made for us by Mad Johnny Media, who sent that in. And then the mugs and T-shirts were made by Tez Howell, which was really nice of him. Just brought him in. He was in with us last week, wasn't he, for the Thursday show? It's really cool. Have we been timing how long we've been doing the actual... We haven't, have we?
I took a note of the time when you told me. I'll do another
Yeah,
one.
that's totally not... Then it doesn't matter. We'll figure it out as we go. It can't be that hard. How hard can it be?
We had a whole chat about this before we started, didn't we?
But it's one thing chatting about it and getting us to do something. You might as well try and train.
As soon as we go live, it's like, hey, do you want to hear when I nearly drank my wee?
All goes to fucking pieces, doesn't it? Absolutely. But yeah, that's the plan for Trigger Warning anyway. Because we've tried, we don't like just saying, oh, give us some money, because it feels uncomfortable.
Yes.
We tried the paywall, did okay, didn't like it. Weren't comfortable with hiding stuff.
We had some fun doing extreme paywall content.
Oh, we did, but it was paywall, uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable.
I'd rather it was free, and then if somebody wanted to chuck in $1 a month or something,
Exactly.
or $1 a week, they
much better.
can do that.
But we'll set realistic targets that will allow us to spend the time to do this stuff and build from there. But you'll at least get to see what happens when we hit each target and what you'll get, and that's how it works. Someone actually asked us if we tried to get Lauren Southern.
I was going to bring her up later. Actually, I've been watching a couple of her videos after last week.
Talk about it later.
In relation to something we're going to talk about.
We are changing the trigger warning set and everything soon, just because the main reason. Well, obviously, a lot of people won't come on the show because fucking nobody. But the other reason is they go and watch one and there's dildos and dancing fucking dwarves in bikinis and it puts some people don't want to be associated.
Cut to me and Cherry going, fuck off.
Yeah, it doesn't work. So, but the one thing we did find overall that people didn't want a lot of interviews, did they? When we did that.
No. Lauren Southern would be fun though. Hot conservative. She's one of them, isn't she? The hot conservative chicks.
Well, Raheem Kassam's agreed.
Yeah. Well, he's not a hot conservative.
No.
Well, maybe for some, but not for me. He doesn't tickle my teeth.
Imam Twahidi, is that his name? He agreed in principle. He's that incredibly left-wing Muslim imam who's like got more death threats than anyone else on earth.
Well, they do that. I mean, that's the irony of it, isn't it? Like Ben Shapiro, supposedly the devil himself, he gets more anti-Semitic abuse than anyone else online.
Of course he does.
Anyone, and everyone's like, "Oh, hey," pointing a finger at him. Like it's like, dude, a bit of fucking context, eh?
It's
Come
all
on.
about the Jews, dude. Didn't you know that everything's about the Jews?
Everything's about the Jews.
Everything's about the Jews.
The best thing about Ben Shapiro is he'll just sit there and go, yeah, we run everything. It's fucking awesome. It's great. I love it. What are you going to do? We work harder than you. I love it.
Apparently you look like a chimney sweeper.
Oh, okay.
In that image that Mad Johnny Media made for us.
Yeah, I look very enthusiastic.
You look happy.
I do.
I think you look very happy.
I usually do look happy.
Yeah, that's true.
When we're on air.
On air, off air, miserable bastard.
I can save my energy, don't I?
Can't save your energy. You're horrible. You're hateful. It's despicable working with you. If you weren't so good on air,
just deal with it.
Yeah, despicable human being, but very good at this.
You hear the bike horn outside because I don't ring the bell, do I? I stand outside like a tinker with
a
my
nougat
horn.
horn.
Hello, Hayden, I'm here. What are you gonna play? And you just go.
Was it Thursday? I just didn't let you in.
It was last Tuesday, wasn't it? Was it? No,
it was
it was Thursday. Yeah, and I was late for game face, super stressed.
Just didn't let you in.
And I was like, and it wasn't like tonight. Tonight you'd pretty much set everything up. Thursday, fuck all was done. You were just sat here like I was outside for like a good 25 minutes thinking.
It's all right, it's good for you.
I thought you'd had a heart attack. I thought there was something wrong.
No, I was just chatting with Ted.
Yeah, I know. Well, I Facebook called you. I didn't mean to video call you, and I did. You were just giggling away with your mate. I was like, oh, you know, when you're like, when you're thinking the worst, and you're like, oh, I agree, and I'm like, and I was as I was coming upstairs, I'm like, it's all right because he will have set up. No, house lights on, everything.
Well, you know, it's no good fucking spoiling you, is it? What's the point in that? What is the point in that? Okay, you know what?
Go on.
You know, fannying about. We'd best get on to actually, you know, something.
Oh, no.
Otherwise, it's just Hayden and Graham have a chat as usual.
Just some shows, the entire hour has been the introduction.
Yeah, of course it
The
has.
whole hour, and then we've done extra time to actually cover
Get some content.
Yeah. Right, we're going to come back for a bit of an extra bonus podcast where we actually discuss the items on the agenda.
I'm just pleased that people download it and listen to it. And amazed. But we love them.
Cup of Tea said, is Cherry going to get a prescription for medical cannabis?
I should imagine so, yes.
Do you know what? I was going to bring that up on the show, but I didn't research it because I know that they've had cannabis licenses for like 8 or 9 years now in this country.
Doctors don't like to prescribe
but
it.
Yeah, but they've been, but even people that have been approved haven't been able to get it, which is really weird for me because doctors have got such insane drug problems. It's kind of hypocritical.
Isn't the lucky part though that it's not very hard to get hold of cannabis in the
I know
UK?
That's the thing. Well, so what's this is the worst thing to bring up because I haven't researched it. I had all these questions. I was like, well, what's the difference between now and 9 years ago, and where are you allowed to smoke it? Are you just allowed to stand on the street smoking it, or what? What's the deal?
I don't know. To be fair, you can't walk down the street now without getting a blast of some super strong skunk.
God,
it's horrible.
Yeah. I had it with my daughter yesterday. As I was walking past the chicken place. There was a dude in the distance, and there was a perfect moment just for a second where it was the fried chicken and the weed, and just for a moment I was like,
yeah,
I felt 18 again, you know, just like, oh man.
I think the problem is when I was young, which is obviously a long time ago when the world was in black and white, most of the weed you got was like gold seal black, you know, just resin.
Yeah.
Which it was a really nice high. It was kind of gentle. It was like red wine almost. You know, it was a warm.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then years later, I started trying a bit of the skunk there, and that wasn't mellow in the slightest.
No,
it was just like being hit with a chemical kosh.
Yeah.
And, you know, you get people telling me, like, no, I can drive better when I'm on marijuana. It's like, bullshit.
Is that a knock at the door? Is that a knock? What's going on? I can't.
You can't even be asked picking up the remote control for the TV.
No.
It might be that, you know, late night play roulette on TV thing, and you'll sit there looking at the remote going, oh, I just can't. You'll get up and walk for a can of fucking Pringles.
Yeah.
But you won't do anything else. No, I think that's a bit of an issue. Hopefully, you know, what I'd like to see is it fully legalised.
Oh, yeah.
And people approach it like alcohol.
100%.
Use it for recreational purposes, apart from the medicinal guy.
Yeah.
Medicinal. I'd like to see that. Even though I don't use it and I have no plans on using it again, because doesn't excite me very much, it should be fully legalised and educate people to treat it like alcohol, i.e., you know, do your day's work or do it. Have a little unwind.
Yeah, why not? It's totally fine. I mean, for me, you know, I think because I'm the same, it's like, oh, it wasn't like this crazy stuff like it was back in my day. But I think part of that is your own personal tolerance just buggers off, doesn't it, as well? You get old,
it
don't
is
you?
much stronger, though. It is hugely strong. The only thing I ever had stronger was when someone gave me opiated resin.
But here's the thing.
Which I didn't think was real.
Oh, I can't get my button undone. Oh, There we go, nice and cozy. No, but in terms of alcohol, though, that is the thing. You know, you go to the shop, you don't say, "Can I have one alcohol?" You know what you're getting. You know, I like those little Coke cans of Heineken.
Oh yeah, I'm not suggesting for a second there should be like it shouldn't be this strong.
Yeah.
I don't care if one hit on it puts people on their ass
Yeah,
for a fortnight.
but some people love that. But you have that thing. You know, you go to Amsterdam and it's all there, isn't it? I used to know a girl in Amsterdam who worked one of the cafes. I didn't even realise I was over there. I just walked in. She was like, "Graham, absolutely amazing." And what it meant was the board that they chopped it on. I just got all the shavings when I walked in.
Oh, right.
And so I just have this fun bag of the shit stuff and the really fucking good stuff just all mixed together, and I don't really remember a lot of it after that.
I was never hugely into cannabis. I used to smoke it, but I was acid for me. I loved acid. I delicious.
Yeah.
Delicious. Microdots, beautiful, tasty. Ooh, I always remember my dealer saying, "Just take one."
Yeah.
Just to fuck that.
Yeah,
I know better. Oh, the happy days. Couldn't do it now, even if I wanted to. I couldn't handle it now.
No.
The day after would kill me. But I believe other people should be allowed to do that if they want.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I get it, especially the radio. You know, people would go outside. You know, people have a joint before they come on air, or they'll have one afterwards to celebrate or whatever. They're always like, "Do you want some whatever?" And I'm like, "No." But it's this zero judgment. It's not like I'm like, "Oh."
It's none of my business. But I do think, on the flip side, habitual users are equally as fucking annoying as alcoholics, just in a slightly different way.
Yeah, less chance they're going to beat the shit out of you.
But not only, a full-blown alcoholic usually doesn't either, do they? Just sit in a puddle of their own creation.
A full-blown alcoholic, you've got 30 years of abuse and fighting to get to that point.
I think my big problem with weed is habitual users.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cranky, miserable bastards a lot of the time. And, aren't they evangelical?
Oh, yeah.
And don't they get annoyed when you say, "Yeah, but you've not had a job for 10 years.
Yeah, well, it cures cancer, it cures everything, blah, blah, blah. It's like, man, just like, if it's your way you want to unwind, that's fine. It's fucking great.
It's cured you from working for a living.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But treat it like booze and ecstasy. Another drug, no intention of a drug that makes you hug people. Filth. Just, there's no excuse for such a thing. However, put it into perspective. There have been so few deaths from ecstasy that every single one in this country has made the news.
I know.
So why is that illegal? And when that government doctor went, "No, we should legalise that," sacked.
Yeah, yeah. They hired him to check it out, and then when he didn't give them the answer they wanted, fuck off.
When he said if it was controlled, it'd be really quite safe.
And it was the fucking Labour government as well for that.
Of course it was.
The workers, the People's Party and all that shit. And it's like, well...
They don't want you happy.
They don't... No.
I mean, I can understand they might struggle at legalising LSD. But even so, why not? Why not? You can drink yourself into that condition.
Yeah, of course you can.
You know, so why not a little bit of LSD? Because all that shit about, you jump out of windows and I heard of someone that took a trip once and never came back. What?
Yeah, who? Where?
Yeah, from
where is this person?
You heard it from, it was a friend of a friend. It's always a friend of a friend, or it's the same story that's been going around since LSD came around.
Of course.
Legalise most of these drugs. I've not got a problem. It's like, but you see the problem of criminalisation with drugs here in Manchester. Got a real problem at the moment with spice.
Oh, it's insane.
They're coming from all around the country. It's like land of the dead.
I mean, here's the thing, man. I've had my being fucked out my mind in the street phase. I've had that, but not like right there in front of the cash points.
They're gone.
Right there at the bus stop.
They're gone.
Like,
they're lying around all over the floor.
Yeah, you at least. I mean, it was different in my day because the gardens was an actual gardens. That sunken bit, so you could sort of hide away a little bit, but. Jesus Christ.
Now. But here's my problem with spice, which is an illegal synthetic cannabinoid, I believe. When it was legal, up until like last year, no fucker took it.
Yeah.
Kids took it at parties. There was no problems with spice. There were concerns because no one knew how it was made, and they changed the recipe slightly every time the government looked at it. There we go. But when it was legal, we didn't have a problem. The second it was made illegal, every tramp in Manchester was off the tits and lying on the floor.
Yeah.
And they stagger around like zombies. Now, I'm dreading when Flacker or bath salts finally makes its way to Manchester, because half of the population of deadbeats will be asleep. The other half will be trying to chew your face off. You know, but it's what happens. As soon as it's illegal, they want it.
Yeah. There's another side to that, though. I mean, there's all these chemists working on all these new things, and yeah, fair play. They're getting people fucked out their heads. Yeah. But I get a little bit frustrated. I know we've talked sort of off camera about this, about like them just going, no, that's illegal, that's illegal, that's illegal, that's illegal, because we don't actually know what some of these drugs do in terms of the positive effects, in terms of what they could be. They're not interested in the positives, are they? We're making all these new things, and it's like, no, get rid of a lot of it. It's bullshit, man. They should legalise the lot. In my opinion, heroin, everything. I mean, fucking cocaine. Cocaine is everywhere. What is it, like 1 million people every weekend in this country take it? 1 million. Which
confuses the shit out of me, because that was one of the most rubbish drugs I ever took in my life.
Oh, yeah.
I took it a few times to be sure, because you've got to check these things. But what a dreadful drug. Makes you sweat, talk shit, a bit like Thursday nights on Trigger Warning, really. But it turns you into an arse.
Oh, yeah.
And then later on you get that post-nasal drip thing down the back of your head. Ugh. And it's awful. I remember before I took any, I went around, I was living in this very nice apartment, and next door was a guy with an ankle tag on, and he had his friends round, and he had like a load of coke, and I tried it, didn't like it previously. He's like, do you want some, man? I was looking at these guys. I went, no, I'm all right, thanks. He went, are you sure we're not tempting you? And I looked at them, they were all sweaty, red eyes, talking absolute shit at 1 million miles an hour. It's like, guys, you are so not tempting me right now. You know, everyone, but a lot of young people think it's glamorous. Get on the coke.
Yeah.
Have a good night, get on the coke. Which is great until your septum falls out.
Yeah, well, it's just really Moorish, isn't it? And that's one of the big things about it.
It is tremendously Moorish.
And honestly, you'd be better off with crack or something. Seriously, you would.
Oh, because that's not Moorish.
But you're gonna save a shitload of money and just
crystal meth.
Get actually fucked.
Crystal meth. Just don't fuck about.
I've never tried that.
I haven't. And
I don't think I would at this point in my life.
I've never tried heroin. I've been in the room when people have been doing heroin, especially Chasing the Dragon. It fucking stinks.
Yeah,
stinks. Crack. Didn't try. Someone told me it was really good.
Yeah.
No, I'm all right.
That was one of them where I was like, that looks really, but the guys that take crack, and it's like the state of the faces and stuff. And
and they're all fucked up. And they got all the white, dry spit 24/7 around the mouth, and that's from sucking cock to pay for the fucking crack. It's not a lifestyle I'm really too fussed about.
No. It must get easier, though. But no, I did a...
Of course it gets easier, because you get more desperate.
I was going to make a film about a guy getting clean, going through the process with him and that. So I did spend a lot of time sort of hanging about and with him using, doing all sorts of stuff, because I didn't want to just turn up like the fucking BBC going, so what is it like being a youth with a drug problem? I wanted to know. I remember one night it got all crazy, man. This huge African family came in and shit got weird. I never felt in danger at any point. I felt it was pretty
I'm not a shoe-in for a show like that, am I?
No.
I'm really not a shoe-in. Heroin addict, you fucking loser. You might as well just shoot the lot up now, you fucking waste of space.
I wanted to know, but I think he's dead now. It didn't really work out, so there you go.
Or did it?
What are you going to do? What do you mean?
Maybe it did work out. Maybe that's how it was supposed to work out.
Well, yeah. He's probably happier.
Or dead.
Or he's less sad.
Or maybe he's in hell.
He could be.
In hell, being fucked by a mighty demon whilst jonesing for just one more hit. Maybe that's where he is.
You said Jones, and I thought you were going to go into Alex Jones, like any version of hell right now.
It's got Alex Jones in it.
It involves him. He's like the only thing that's on the TV or whatever.
It's very popular at the minute, Alex Jones. Of course, segueing deliciously from drugs to Alex Jones. There's uproar at the moment, absolute uproar about Alex Jones, because InfoWars is now available on Spotify. And Spotify, Spotify customers are saying they're going to cancel their subscriptions because he's on there. Now, some people I've saw online going, well, what? So you can be on any platform.
Yeah.
You can't. Spotify is curated.
Right.
So as he's been dumped by Facebook and others, Spotify have gone, yeah, we'll have that.
Yeah, numbers, isn't it?
We'll have that.
But
he's backfiring a bit because he's got the court case from the Sandy Hook parents coming up. And that could well cause him some... There you go, you took that well. Could cause him some real issues. And, of course, his ex-wife is after him.
Yeah, of course she is.
and she wants to kill InfoWars.
I want to focus on this though. So why exactly have people got a problem with him being on Spotify specifically?
Specifically because Sandy Hook, Pizzagate, 9/11, any shooting really, and some of the things that they just find objectionable. One of I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand that all those things are offensive or whatever. But no, they want him removed for that because people don't like being offended, do they?
But don't fucking listen to it. There's loads of shit on Spotify.
You need to Google the Sleeping Giants campaign.
Oh, go on.
This is the organisation, the Sleeping Giants campaign, that when they find something they don't approve of, such as sexism, homophobia,
I know these guys.
They go en masse to the advertisers.
Yes, fucking arseholes.
Yes. They go en masse to the advertisers and say, you don't want to be associated with this. We'll be boycotting your products, thus killing anything they don't like. Now, it's hard to argue objectively and say, well, why, because you can't really say, well, what's wrong with sexism, bigotry, and homophobia? But at the same time, this is a dark road we're heading down. If InfoWars oversteps the line, let the courts deal with it. Yeah. Or don't listen.
Here's
That's an effective boycott. Don't kill.
Don't fucking listen to it.
Don't kill things. Because, do you know what? There's people that work for him that may not believe in him who are going to be out of a job if he gets screwed. Because he's got quite a big organisation. But nobody thinks about that. When people said, like, let's boycott SodaStream because they're made in Israel.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know who that affected? The Palestinians that worked there. Because they had to be laid off because the guys, they've been working there years. They were happy working there. They weren't slaves. They got a better wage than most other people. No, sorry guys, it's finished. Because the people that care about you have just fucked you right out of a job.
Yeah.
And it's the same sort of misguided, white knighterry.
Yeah. I mean, because you're taking the one country in the Middle East that's got any semblance of actual freedom for the individuals that live there, and punishing them
because it's not run how you'd like.
Yeah, because they do, which is fucking insane. Because
I understand.
Look at your own house. Look at what your own country does before you start pointing the
personal
fucking
boycotts
fingers.
of Israelis, your business.
Yeah.
The Israeli government do act in a never so slightly improper manner. Of course
they do.
But, at the same time, look at what the repercussions are of your actions. Because SodaStream just moved. It's fine for them. They didn't want to move, but they're a business. They've got to keep being in business. But no one thinks about this shit. It was like when the advertisers pulled out from... Oh, gosh. Angry Conservative now got his own fucking online tip. Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah.
And Conservatives are out there smashing their own shit up. That if they owned something, I think it was a coffee maker or something like that, they took their own and smashed them. I'm like, that's not how this works.
Americans are the best for that, aren't
You've already paid for this shit. What are you doing? Because
look at this.
You're going to need another one.
Yeah. And when you forgive him, you go buy another one. It's fucking... Not only that, it's just free advertising, isn't it? Because people are just watching
that's not how a boycott works.
I know.
It's like the people that tell me, I just download movies because Hollywood's shit and films are shit, so I just steal them. And that's not a protest. That's you not paying for something.
Yeah.
But why would I pay for it? Well, you watch it. And we've all done it. But by the same token... You can't make that excuse. I'm just sticking it to the man.
Yeah. No, I'm just being cheap.
By stealing.
Yeah, that's all it is.
So we're seeing that. But the Sleeping Giants.
I'm not happy about this though, man. Because Alex Jones, no matter, we could sit here and talk all night about the stupid shit that he does, but it is opinion. He's there giving his opinion. And
Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Who at least is very entertaining. Mark Dice, who I think is a twat. Cernovich, who is just a dreadful human being, I would still give all three a platform.
You see, well, Cernovich for me is the only borderline one there, because it's in terms of are they breaking the law? For him, he does do targeted harassment.
He did, like I say, he talked down his rape charge to misdemeanor battery and blames the women for it. But you still... Unless they're breaking the law, I'm like, I don't believe in no platforming.
No, exactly. That's the thing. If you believe in freedom of speech, which you fucking should do, it's the most important thing in society, then you should be defending Alex Jones. You should be defending his right to spout his shite.
However, However,
Go on.
freedom of speech does not, because I saw someone saying that they should sue Twitter for not letting them have their freedom of speech, and I had to point out that Twitter aren't denying you your freedom of speech.
No.
They're denying you access to a platform, a private platform. And whether you agree with the rules or not, we see it on Live Leak a lot. It's not freedom of speech because I can't say 3 words and
100%.
Whatever. The platform owners have their rights too.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
The problem now is this massive centralization where people believe this is the only way I can get my voice out there, even though no one's actually listening. Because they've seen 4,000 people have seen this post. None of them have fucking read it. They just click, whatever. We're trapped in this thing, which does come into something else I wanted to talk about, but we're trapped in this really bad situation now where freedom of speech doesn't mean anything because it's all down to your interpretation.
It is.
The people that complain to me about, let's say, Live Leak, and I just use that because of the site I'm on all the time, would like to see other people have their voices taken away from them.
Yes.
Well, you shouldn't allow people to say that. Like if someone's, usually the IPs are all European or American, but if someone's like pro-Assad or pro-jihadi even, no, that shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be allowed. Well, yeah, it should, because it's their opinion. It's just an opinion. They're not there saying, I hope they come and kill you all, or trying to get you directly killed. It's their opinion, but I've noticed snowflakery is everywhere, and all people do is point at you to sort their problems out.
Yes.
And I think a lot of this is because we moved away from social networking. Genuinely, we've moved away from social networking, where there were smaller sites with forums. And I don't care what anyone says, when you have a forum, you have a better quality of discussion available to you. If you have 20, 30 people that use it regularly, which is not easy, especially now, it's very difficult, it's more considered.
Yes.
It's not as hit and run. I look back to the Ogrish forum, and everyone would think, Ogrish, Gorsite, had one of the best politics forums I've ever been on.
It's because you're protecting your reputation as a person more, aren't you? The closest I have to it, or I did have before I quit Facebook, was Chiptunes equals win. That's a Facebook group for chiptunes, very heavily curated, very safe. I mean, sometimes I'd get a bit like, where's the darkness? I want the darkness of the world to come in, because when I talk to chiptuners in person, loads of them have got filthy senses of humour, and they're broad political spectrum, but within that forum itself, there was that level of respect, and there was a lot of mods there, and everyone knows each other, and you even knew, me, I'd push the envelope in terms of what was allowed a little bit, being cheeky, do you know what I mean? But it was known and people knew me, and you have those relationships, and it's closer to what you have in real life, whereas with Twitter, whatever, it's more, I think, hit and run is exactly the way to put it, where it is, I mean, everyone's got
about the false validation.
Yeah.
The validation of peers who shouldn't mean anything. I mean, I've seen here, and I've heard this argument before, this was made by one of our viewers tonight.
Yes.
And that's an HTTR24. The most important speech to defend is the speech that offends you the most. Okay. Next up, HTTR24, who I think he's not a centrist, libertarian.
Okay.
So probably conservative.
That could mean a few different things, but
it's usually, I think that's how he. I think that's how he identifies. Anyway, if they start treating social media as a public utility, they shouldn't be able to restrict speech.
Yeah.
So we've got someone that's conservative, actively saying we should take over a private company.
Yeah,
because I don't like how they run it.
Because left and right has gone in the bin, man. None of it means anything anymore.
The right is the new left.
Yeah.
We discussed that on the show last time, didn't we?
I mean, in terms of authoritarian. But here's the issue, though, and we've brought this up before. When Twitter, Google, and Facebook have got the power to influence elections and to completely destroy people, I mean, look at the moments on Twitter. Those reach like
Who was that guy that got absolutely fucked by the moments?
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, that YouTuber, and they put him up as if he was a sex offender, didn't they? And
he got fucking
and it was bullshit.
It was absolute nonsense.
That has more reach than the BBC News. You know that and the same with you get it a lot where they'll call people far right or alt right. And then they'll complain, and I see it all the time on the Twitter moments where they go, "We have amended this. We originally said alt-right," and it's like, hold the fuck up. These people have got more influence than government news agencies, more influence than anything, and that's the worry there.
Well, this is where I get to it, the curated content problem.
Yeah.
On Live Leak, it's not so much an issue because the curated content for the features page is all over the place. If anyone can find a genuine bias there, you're imagining it. It's just anything we think's cool, regardless.
If it bleeds, it leads.
Exactly.
You're in the old.
But not only that,
it's
there's viral crap and whatever. It doesn't matter. But there's big problems here because Twitter, there's no way around it.
Yeah,
are incredibly biased against conservatives.
Of course they are. Yeah.
To a ridiculous degree that I find very uncomfortable.
Well, I have never, ever seen... Because people think those moments are algorithms. They're not. They are curated. Which means that one person in one country is curating things. Because they're all written in an American style, American language. We're, the whole world, anyone reading in English is getting an American...
But as soon as these companies get big...
Yeah.
We've got these huge problems. Look at Facebook now. Lost more money than any other company in the world ever.
Yeah.
Was it 120 billion wiped off overnight?
It's crazy. Even enough to make old googly eyes a bit free. He's turning into Pepe the Frog, isn't he?
Yeah.
He actually, as a grand irony.
They've got billboards out all over the UK.
Yeah.
Your data is important to us. And because I was driving past one and my son was there, he went, "That's Facebook." Like, yes. Can I go on Facebook? No.
Don't want to do that, son.
But yeah, they're desperate now. But the one that got me is the WikiLeaks expose over the last few days, where all the private messages have been released. The WikiLeaks actively wanted the Republicans to get into government.
Yeah.
I've got a huge fucking problem with this. Because I used to really like WikiLeaks. And where they lost it for me was when they registered the website collateralmurder.com.
Oh, really?
And they used some Apache footage of the Apache crew killing some suspected terrorists, and they killed a few cameramen.
Right.
Left out so much of the story. I mean, it was some guys who posted it on Live Leak. I don't know where they were originally from. Took it apart, but no one cared because WikiLeaks had said it.
Yeah.
And my first thing was, how can you lead people like that? How can you? I couldn't imagine doing that on Live Leak, taking a piece of footage and you're going, I'm going to give this a political spin. Sometimes we've cocked up taking certain profanity out of titles, but we've never put a political spin on a piece. We don't do editorial as a rule. And I thought WikiLeaks didn't. And then I saw that, and I was talking to people. They're all like, no, WikiLeaks are great. They're impartial service.
It seemed so at first, but yeah,
not anymore. They actively wanted the Republican Party to win. And, people that are Republicans go, oh, yeah, quite right. But keep in mind, the Republicans wanted to hang that motherfucker just a couple of years ago. But now not so much. But if you hear that something as influential as WikiLeaks, and it is hugely influential.
Yeah. Hugely
influential. Is willing to promote one thing over another, they're inherently corrupt.
And here's the thing as well, the same with Sleeping Giants, all that stuff. I mean, WikiLeaks played the weaknesses of social media, because obviously Twitter and Facebook are just hugely far left.
And WikiLeaks they can mobilize huge amounts of people.
But everyone thought that WikiLeaks, when it first came out, was in with them. Yeah, let's put these people, put their feet to the fire, show what they've been doing, show all the bad stuff that the government have been doing. So everyone kind of assumed that they were far left, and Twitter and all that pushed them as if they were.
Yeah,
they were fucking heroes.
Well, they were for a while.
And this is the thing that you need to be worried about. The same shit with because I have seen Sleeping Giants. The same shit with trying to get rid of Alex Jones. All these tools that are used to get rid of the people you don't like are eventually used to get rid of you and the people that you do like. The James Gunns are gone. Roseanne goes, James Gunn goes. The same thing goes both ways. Always. It's really, really dangerous to be supporting it. And it's why I'm so fucking scared of the fact that we're just sleepwalking into Twitter, creating public opinion the way they do.
Improve. We got someone else here. I mean, HTTR24, like I say, said about taking them over.
Yeah.
And he said phone companies can't tell you what you can and cannot say. Social media is the new phone company.
I can see and agree with that.
But you know what makes me laugh?
Go on.
I mean, I could be wrong. I wonder what his views are on net neutrality.
I don't know.
Because if he's not pro net neutrality, he's blown his own argument out of the water straight away. Because the phone companies will start telling you what you can and cannot say very effectively. And so will all the other corporations and all the press groups. However, my issue is, why are you worried about we must do this to Twitter? Stop using the fucking things. Yeah. So I say that to someone, go and build a website. But no one will come. Does it matter? You will, at some point, build a small group. And if it's 20 people that visit constantly, that's worth 10,000 people on social media. It genuinely is. Because all those thumbs don't mean anything. People click that as soon as they see it, or thumb down, or they just pour hate on you straight away, without listening or reading. You know how it works.
Yeah, of course.
You can put a 1 hour video, and 2 seconds later you've got a like, and this was brilliant, or this was shite.
Yeah.
But my big problem, now you've got these heroes, okay, coming out of the woodwork. Because everyone says what we need is the new Twitter. We need the new Facebook. Gab.ai, not quite happened. But you know what? Why the fuck do you want another Facebook? Because I guarantee, no matter who it is that starts it, it will end the same way.
Yeah.
When they have monthly bills in the high five figures, shit gonna change.
Yeah, of course, man, of course.
And that's just how it is. That's just the way. And the megalomaniacal people, now the new hero is Kim.com. Kim.com has sworn he's going to do... Kim.com says a lot of things, okay? He did make the hugely successful, was it Mega Upload?
Yeah, I can't remember.
And was threatened with many, many years in an American prison because of it. But he's the new... And that's like... This illustrates perfectly social media to me. The great white hope for social media is Kim.com. The great white hope for freedom of speech is Tommy fucking Robinson. And all your news comes from a guy that forgives rape but gets you to encourage you to go and gang fuck some celebrity on Twitter just because they don't like fucking Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And now everyone's a fucking pedo if you made any kind of joke. And that leads us on to what we're getting... I think we've got about... Yeah, we've got about a quarter of an hour left of the main podcast here.
Yeah.
What jokes are acceptable now?
That is
What's
narrowing
allowed?
Faster and faster.
I would love to know what's actually fucking allowed. Because apparently you can't joke about rape. Because rape's not funny. Although it can be if it's a joke.
It can be really funny.
Can't joke about child abuse. Ever. Ever. Because that makes you a fucking pedo. Pedophile. Shocking pedophile. Everyone, it's gone fucking mental. And this latest one with James Gunn, and I've said before on shows, if Disney want to fire him, it's none of my business.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty fucking weak. Because no one's got the stones to stand up for anything. James Gunn fucking apologised. Bitch move.
Yeah.
He should have turned around 10 years ago and go fuck yourself.
They're already firing him. Fuck it. Yeah,
go fuck yourself. It's funny.
Like, guys. I would have had so much more respect for him if he'd used that moment and that platform to just say, all right, now it's happened to me. We need to stop this, please.
Do you know what you should have done?
Go on.
Told another pedo joke.
Yeah. It's just that thing. The big companies need to stop doing it because it's giving ammunition to these arseholes. Yeah. And
Cernovich came out before it happened saying what we need to do is destroy these people online.
Yeah, of course.
Not pedophiles. Liberals.
Yeah.
Now it's about the pedos. Mike Cernovich, how long can this pedophilia continue? How long can the rape apologist continue, Mr. Cernovich? Indefinitely, because he's got a load of fans.
Yeah. And
he can say whatever the fuck he likes. And that's why I say the right's the new left, because this is the sort of thing leftists will do, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I want you sacked. Roseanne.
The James Gunn thing is being reported as Gamergate-style tactics,
how
doxing and all that. But there's almost... Because the second any kind of, like online finger pointing, abuse, and alleged doxing
as if
goes
Gamergate
on,
was the
the
only time it happened.
But here's the thing, man. In terms of doxing, there's not actually a lot of evidence that the Gamergaters did really dox any. A lot of it's like there's more evidence that it was faked. And
for fake doxing happened.
And not only that,
surprising amount.
Not only that. Go on any Antifa Twitter feed right now, and it's just a sea of fucking doxing. It's just an absolute sea of doxing. So if we're going to talk about Gamergate style tax, it's bullshit labels that we're putting on stuff. It's arseholes. It's authoritarian arseholes on the left and the right. And that's the thing. Antifa. God, I wasn't going to bring up fucking Antifa again. The world's shittest terror organisation. They're sitting there openly doxing. Absolutely fine. No punishment for it. Nothing. We're in a situation now where if that's allowed to continue, we're fucked. And here's the thing with social media: they just need to do what Steam did. If it's not illegal, fine.
Yeah, just fuck it off.
Just let it go. Let it go. Simplify it. Stop trying to fucking
do you know what would be even easier?
judge
Say
everyone.
these are our rules.
Yeah, these
be a little
are
more clear.
But the problem is they've got that race, protected.
Yeah, they need to
thing.
fuck all that away.
But now, people, because I've done it just for a laugh, just to feel fucking good. People going fuck white people, and I'm like, I've reported it for racial abuse and told them how upset I was.
Well,
I wasn't.
Nobody's
but I'm like,
enough.
but you know what? If you're going to put those tools there and do it, I'm going to.
But if they had a nice simple rule set, can do, can't do, can do, can't do, bang. There'll be fuck-ups, things will go wrong, people will get shit wrong, and that's acceptable because there'll be less bot activity. And I hate the idea of AI deciding the outcome of people's accounts.
Yeah.
It's fine for spamming, okay, that's cool, but a report... I remember we were fairly early days of Lively, and a group came over from YouTube. I think they were an atheist group.
Oh, that was about the right time, yeah.
And they started mass reporting people because they thought, because when they did that on YouTube, after so many people got banged, we banned a lot of them because all the reports come through a person.
Yeah,
that's why some of them don't get answered for fucking years. But that's because I hate the idea of AI deciding something like that.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
Well, there have been 30 reports, therefore there's no smoke without fire.
Yeah.
I mean, we've tried, I've seen things, and I don't mind things like hide a post till it's reviewed. If it can be done in a timely fashion, that's fine. But there's too many fucking grey areas, and Twitter is vehemently anti-conservative. There's no two ways about it. It's not paranoia. But my favourite is all these people with red X's now, saying Twitter are on me and shadow banning. They're after me.
Yeah.
I always reply, I didn't see your post. I don't think you're that important. But everyone's getting into it now that we're all persecuted.
There's a weird one with the shadow bans, isn't there? Because Jack made that statement on it, didn't he, a couple of days ago? And he was like, there is no such thing as shadow banning. And then further down, it was, I can't remember the exact quote now. It was like, you can still see the tweets for people you follow, but you might have to take the extra step of going onto their page, onto their profile. And it's like, that's a shadow ban, mate.
Again, I'm not a fan of it. It's happened on Live Leak a few times. There's been a few people because they keep coming back. They've been right. Okay, I don't like it, but it's a democracy. You know, to all intents and purposes. I'm not a fan of that sort of thing. But just because what I want doesn't always go, and that's the way it has to be. But with Twitter, it's so fucking vague.
Yeah, and there's never gonna, like when you do something and you try and do the right thing, like we were talking about bully hunters. They were coming from a good place, trying to stop online bullying, collapsed that with
Shockingly
it, collapsed
badly,
like
though.
with that. I mean, they obviously couldn't see the negative side, the negative effects that were going to come out of it. Just basically troll baiting.
Yeah.
But the whole rest of the world was like, "What are you doing? This is stupid." But with Twitter, it's even more so where you're like, guys, how can you not see that being this vague about your terms of service isn't going to cause huge fucking problems for you? Huge problems. And not, this is my issue with it, and I respect you what we were saying before about going and creating your own site, creating your own forums and that, and there is that side of it on an individual level, but they are actually having huge societal changes. They're causing problems. They're causing huge fucking, like this fucking Tommy Robinson riots. Twitter was the fuel for that. And the fact that they refused to allow it to trend, they didn't do a moment for it when they killed him, when they killed his account and all that. They didn't do a moment when he went in prison. And it's like, guys, you showing me potatoes that have shaped funny. You know, isn't this a cute potato? And you're not showing me like some major fucking news, actual riots in the street.
You know, I'm gonna admit I've never used Twitter Moments.
Have you not?
Every time I've looked at it, it's been absolute bollocks, so I just don't bother.
Well, here's the thing, though. If you use it on your phone, if you hit the search bar, you get the top moment automatically. So you see it no matter what. You do get them.
Oh yeah, but
like,
I don't.
Whether
I
or not
go
you
looking.
Yeah. I do just
them.
because I'm kind of obsessed. I did see a thing that's saying like, was it the monthly or the weekly or it could have even been the daily was 1 billion eyes on it. And as soon as I read that stat, I can't remember if it was weekly or monthly. But it was insane. It pissed over all the other news organisations combined.
Yeah.
And that's when I got a bit obsessed with it because I was like, hold up, what are they curating here? What are they actually curating for people to see? It freaked me out a little bit because I respect what you said about the individual, but
believe me, we need away from this.
Yeah.
However, when people are saying we should take it over and all that, what makes you think it's going to be any better? I don't mean you personally. Any better if government fucking regulate Twitter?
No. I don't want that. I don't want that.
We're between a rock and a hard place. Everyone's swamped to social media, and we use it as well. So we're as guilty as anyone else. It's convenient.
They need to step the fuck back. The problem is, people talk about ratioing, ratios on Twitter. So look at the ratio in this. So for anyone who doesn't know, if the replies outnumber the retweets and likes, then you've been ratioed because so many people are telling you to get fucked. And so many smug arseholes sit there going, I'm just here for the ratio, look at the ratio on this. And anyone that I ever see talking about ratio and how it's a real thing, I know that they are full of shit and they live in a huge bubble because you can go and find a ratio for the opposing opinion. It just depends what bubble you're in. It just depends who's piling on or whatever. Someone could say there's only 2 genders, that gets ratioed. Someone could say there's infinite genders, that gets ratioed. It's like, it doesn't fucking help. But then what happens is that group, and it tends to be fucking feminists at the moment, scream the loudest about what are you going to do about online harassment and bullying and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, the fuck are you talking about? What are they going to do? What the fuck can they do? If I'm on a thread,
they want Twitter to read every thread that they think is important.
How fucking infantile are you? How fucking childish are you? Did you not have a childhood? Did you not get past the point where you learn that there's arseholes in the world? That there are people
we can't
who
have
don't
bad
like
people
you
anymore.
And here's the thing, I got in one with the what was his name, the chef who killed himself recently,
Anthony Bourdain.
I got into a thing where people going, oh well, what could fucking full on identity politics, like, well, you couldn't possibly know what he was going through. And it was like, you don't know fuck all about me and my life. You don't know anything about, because I pointed out, well, we've been over it before, haven't we? He's, no matter what the circumstances, no matter what sympathy you've got for him, he has passed his depression onto his daughter now. He's thrown it at her like fucking hepatitis. There you go, love. Have a fun life. I'll see you when you probably do the same thing. And I pointed that out, not in nearly as bad terms as I just did then. And there was loads and loads of shit, loads of abuse. It was flying in, and I just muted it. I just muted the conversation. It's not hard, and it's gone forever. None of that stress. People don't do that. No, they're going to fucking Parliament and the UN talking about what are we going to do about social... What are we going to do? Log the fuck out. Just log out.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe fucking get it in your head that if you're supporting this mob culture, then it comes for you eventually. It always comes for you. There's that whole thing about they came for the socialists.
Well, that's what happened to James Gunn, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, well, James Gunn is the perfect fucking example. Yeah. And there's a thing on now to get him rehired. Have you seen this? They're trying to get him hired again. All the cast
the Guardian's
signed.
Cast, isn't it? Yes,
and it's like, do you know what? Yeah, rehire him and rehire Roseanne. Please rehire the lot of him. Please. Here's the thing. That weird geeky guy just got rehired, didn't he? Do you remember? Did you see that? Because his ex did a blog about how he was all controlling and he raped her and stuff like that. what's he called? That prick. He does Talking Dead and Talking whatever. Any big show, he does the shitty talk show after
don't know
it.
who that is,
I can't remember the arsehole's name, but he's just been rehired because that came out because she did this blog thing. Turns out she cheated on him loads and she was dead weird and she like completely misrepresented. She did a blog on Medium that was unlisted on the website and then just sort of accidentally snuck it out, and it got shared and everyone was like, "You were so fucking brave." He lost his job, he lost his businesses. Nerdist, he was kicked off Nerdist, which he started. That was his company. Completely scrubbed from it before there was the slightest of any fucking process or complaint or anything. It was the court of public opinion. Fuck you. Now he's been vindicated. He's been picked back up again because it turns out she's just a psycho. She's a psycho ex, which is a thing. But he's fucked now. He's completely fucked based off a shitty blog post. I mean, I could write one.
Of public opinion will hang you every time.
I could sit here now and write one about one of my exes that would be the worst thing and it'd be horrible. But I've got a dick and I'm white, so it probably wouldn't get the traction. No. But I know that that's my perspective on a situation, you know. And you've got to think, and your perspective after a bad breakup morphs a hell of a lot because the first thing you do is you go back through history and you justify it. I know it so well that during my last breakup I was listing these things to her as they were happening. I was like, right, well, what you're going to do is now you're going to twist things around. You're going to hate me because you hating me makes it easier to walk away. And even though I was listing all these things as they were happening, they were still happening to her. And I was like, well, I've been down this road too many times. I don't give a fuck. But you go on, you say all these things because I know you need to. It's part of the process. You don't put this shit online and ruin people's fucking lives for it. I'm glad he got rehired back onto Talking Dead, even though I can't stand him. And I want James Gunn to get rehired because he hasn't done anything wrong. No. You get caught, you get caught raping people. Yeah, fair play. Cosby, fucking lock him up.
Victor Salva still gets to make films.
Yeah, well,
nailed on convicted paedophile.
Yeah, we need fucking consistency, don't we? That's the problem. We don't have this consistency. We don't have fairness.
It's because it's not about right and wrong. It's about which team you support. We all know James Gunn was crucified because he ranted on about Trump.
Yeah.
And he was being a virulent leftist about other people and celebrating their demise quite greatly. So, fuck him. But at the same time, it's also patently ridiculous. We're at the end of this podcast.
Oh, wait. I got to say, just before we go, happy White History Month, everyone. It's the last day of White History Month. As started by Jesse Lee Peterson, who's become a bit of a thing of mine at the moment. I'm fucking obsessed with him. I can't stop watching his videos.
I know you're very keen.
I love him. I love him. He's just so fucking awful. And just like, but yeah, happy White History Month, everyone.
Brilliant. Yeah, I've been celebrating it by not knowing much about it, but there we go.
I've just been basking in my privilege. It's been amazing.
And why not? If you're listening to this on the podcast, thank you so much for listening. The Extra Time episode will be out if you're listening to this before it came out. But if you listen to it after it came out, it's next on the list, so you can skip to that. But thank you very much, and remember, go to triggerwarning.tv, hit donate if you care, or if you can't pay, and it's fine.
Yeah, if you can't, we're not going to not do it. Yeah.
Give us a share, get us out there. If you're listening live, you wonderful, and actually going to say it, remarkably sexy people, we're going to take a short break, then we're coming back to record the Extra Time segment of the podcast, where we randomly waffle even more than in the actual podcast.
Yeah, we might get to some of these notes as well, actually.
I've got through some of mine.
We did get through
we managed to thread them in without...
I got
seamlessly. Bang. We didn't even have drugs on our thing.
No.
We just went there. See, that's how this works. So yeah, if you're listening live, we'll be back very soon. If you're listening on the podcast, go and click another one.
Yeah.
Listen to more.
If the next one if Extra Time isn't out yet, then
go and listen to something else.
I need the password for that. Actually, did you look at that flow sheet?
Yes.
Yeah. I think it'll work, man. It'll work.
We'll have a chat about that in a moment. Yeah. So yeah, guys, thanks very much for listening. We genuinely appreciate your time. Do visit triggerwarning.tv for whatever you want, really. Anything that's on there is yours to play with. And if you're listening live, we'll be back in about 10 minutes time for Extra Time, so do join us. Until then, I guess there's only one thing to say in the Graham.
We'll see you in a bit.
Bye bye.
I love you.
Aww. Yes. Hello, live people. This isn't for the podcast people. This is for you live people. We're just settling in for a little bit, maybe 25, 30 minutes of extra time.
Yes.
Hope you've enjoyed watching it live. We like doing this live, don't we?
Yeah, I do enjoy it. And I'm gonna have to get it with see how our soul feels in terms of me buggering off on a Tuesday. Because we were like, right, once we reach that target, then we'll do 2 shows a week.
Well, we will stop.
But we look at us. We're both so fucking excited about it. We like it.
But we have to. Next week we'll do it remotely.
Yeah, you're saying that now. That's what we said last week.
I know. But we did say, didn't we? Well, we'll try it when we've got no guests in, nobody around.
Of course we did. Yeah.
And next week we'll come up with a different excuse. Just.
Well, whoa! Actually, where's the fucking? There's supposed to be a Tommy Robinson riot, isn't he?
Is there? That's tomorrow, isn't it?
Well, they said hopefully by the end of July.
Oh, I thought it was something this week. I assumed, but I guess it is the end of July. It's the 31st today, isn't it?
It's the last day of White History Month. What?
But no, I thought it was tomorrow. The appeal. Verdict.
Yeah, well, that's what it's looking at.
Oh, jolly good. It should be very exciting tomorrow then.
Oh, Wednesday, yeah, tomorrow. Oh, we'll be back here tomorrow night then. Amongst the fires. We won't need the lighting. It'll just be like lit.
In this area where we are, there'll be no riots for Tommy Robinson.
Oh no, they'll be everywhere. They'll be everywhere.
Will it? Will the country be on fire?
You know when it catches in and enough people think, right, yeah, I can get a new telly now. I might be new telly time this weekend. I remember. Do you remember the riots last time?
Do you know why I remember them?
Yeah.
I had to go and have one of my dogs put down. Sorry to put a downer on it. He lived with my folks. I had him since he was born, and he was 17 years old, and I got the call at home. Because he'd been through some murders for a year. He nearly went 2 or 3 times. Then he had a good 11 months of health, and then it all went wrong. They think a tumour must have been unnoticed and burst and whatever. Anyway, so I had to. I'd been watching the riots on telly. Got the call. There's something wrong with the dog from my folks because he lived with my folks. So I had to drive to my folks, and en route, I had to pass through, Salford.
Yeah,
towards the East Lancashire Road.
Yeah. And
of course there were riots in Salford.
Yeah.
And I could see them all on the motorway bridge, the ring road bridge or whatever it is. The dual carriageway it is. It's not a motorway. God, why did I have to be accurate about that? But when you're driving under a bridge full of rioters, you think, is it a concrete block time for me?
Yeah. No, I know.
And it's full of police and rioting and fires.
They were just...
None of them knew why. All they knew was Bright House was going to get fucking sorted.
My neighbours started a band that weekend. I did the full fucking thing. Dawson's got done in. And you could hear them all next door with all the new instruments. Just like a full band.
I was on the Mancunian Candidates last week. It's going on Cogent Radio this week. And Mike was telling me, because, Fab's not far from there.
Yeah.
That they saw someone smash their way into Dawson's, the music shop. Took like a $2,000 keyboard. Walked down Oldham Road. Used the keyboard, which was hugely expensive. It was a massively expensive, probably a Roland Eddie Roll sort of thing. Used the keyboard to smash the window of cash generators where they stole a second-hand television.
Where you go get a new telly, dickhead?
Oh no,
fucking cash generators.
It's the fact though that they took such a hugely expensive keyboard. I thought that'll be mint for smashing the window of cash Jenny.
Should we start the extra time then?
Because we just pissed away a load of stuff there like we usually do. Okay, when you're ready, do you want the intro music? Do you want to do that live?
Yeah, if you want. Yeah, do it. Be easy for the edit, won't it?
See if I click the right one. It's not a given. It's not a given, but we'll give it. Well, for you guys watching live, we're going into it now professionally, and stuff and things.
You are listening to Cogent Radio, and it's time for Trigger Warning!
Hello, this is Trigger Warning Extra Time. Thanks so much for joining us for the second instalment of the week. My name's Graham Booth. You may know me from Game Face, and I am here with the lovely Hayden Hewitt. You all right, man?
Hello.
Hello.
It's lovely to speak to you again.
It is. Thanks for joining me. Guys, if you're listening, the best thing you could ever do is give us a share, give us a follow, give us a share, give us a comment, thumbs up, a tick, but definitely share it. Let people know what we are doing. We are trying to have reasonable conversations about things going on in the world, and we're trying to present more than one viewpoint. We do not have any sponsors. We are not trying to push any kind of agenda beyond our own filthy agendas. But yeah, please drop us a share so that people can get involved. And as you all know, as the regular people know, you are more than welcome to get in touch with your feelings and facts and whatever you've got in between, because it doesn't tend to fall one way or the other, does it?
No.
Bless your little faces. If you want to be super amazing and support the show will always be free, but if you want to support it, get yourself on gearpress.co.uk. Press.co.uk. I needed to cough then. And click the trigger warning tab. Anything you buy related to the show will go straight back into the costs. If you want to support the show in a slightly less selfish way and you don't want any merch, you can go on triggerwarning.tv. Just search Trigger Warning TV. Go on the website, click that donate button, and you can PayPal us $1 or $1,000. Or what's our maximum? What's our record so far for an individual donation?
Not $1,000.
It's not 1,000, is it?
Was it $100? 150. I don't remember.
I think it was like 100 and so. Yeah, we've had that because it's weird with the exchanges.
It was quite
sometimes,
spectacular. Sorry, I'm just looking at the clip on your
Go on.
shock mount.
Yeah.
That you've not quite reassembled correctly, so everything's all over the place.
The clip is outside of the thing, and I keep bashing my nose on it.
I was looking at that.
Yeah, but
and also like the elastic's not been put in on this side, and
well, it had been, but it's obviously fallen out. But it's working.
Yeah,
okay.
I'd leave it alone for now. I'm just quite impressed that you've managed to fuck that up so completely.
I managed to completely destroy it seconds before air, didn't I? All the elastic went boom, like that. I was like, oh god. So this was a quick fix. I'm so sorry.
In case people don't know, we're talking about the shock mounts. For the microphones, because people will be listening to this, not
of course,
just watching.
The little bouncy thing that's holding my talkie stick up.
Now some of our podcast listeners will be thinking, we're still about watching. You can watch, well, not every week, but if we get the funds in, you'll be able to watch us record all of the podcast, which is the main podcast and Extra Time, every week.
Yes.
On many different platforms, Live Leak, Facebook, YouTube, when we get unbanned Trigger Warning on YouTube, and triggerwarning.tv/live, and perhaps in the future on Periscope. And Twitch as well.
Yeah,
we might get the one for all deal. But
go on Twitch. We'll mention one gaming related story. Well, we usually talk about our personal.
It's not hard. I'm going to talk about one soon, and in Extra Time we're free to do that. I do want to talk a little bit about computer games as well.
Well, come on, people on Twitch do all sorts now, isn't it?
Exactly.
It's good old base off.
Isn't Infowars on Twitch now?
I hope so.
I highly doubt Alex Jones talks about his Battlefield 1 kill streak. I highly doubt that.
I love the thought of him nearly naked, just wearing like bare skin underwear, playing Call of Duty.
Twitch streaming.
I love the thought of that. It's
getting tipped.
Getting tips like a cam girl.
If we can get the funding in, that'll happen every week. For now, it's going to happen once in a while while we get used to it. Tonight's the first night we've tried it on all platforms, and it's working. We're on Cogent Radio, of course, which you can listen to with a free Cogent Radio Android app. Only Android. There's no Apple app, because I don't own an Apple computer. I'm not buying one just to make an app that's free.
No, but if you go on Cogent Radio website, cogentradio.com, it still works on your app.
Of course,
it works on your phone. And
of course it does.
And you can subscribe on iTunes as well.
Yes,
so you can still get the
podcast goes out on iTunes and Podomatic, of course. But if you do have an Android phone, go and get the Cogent Radio player from the Google Play Store. It's completely free. It doesn't track anything, doesn't have any ads, doesn't want to know who your contacts are, doesn't care about anything. The only thing it looks at is your phone state, so it knows whether to be on or off and to switch off if you get a phone call. That's it. It doesn't do anything else. So, but the positive side is you get all of the podcasts. That means you get Trigger Warning, you get the Richie Allen Show, You get, on the left side, soon to get Monday or Law, you get, of course, Game Face Show and video on the app as well.
Oh, really? We got video now?
Absolutely. So all the YouTube content from Trigger Warning, from Game Face Show, from everybody else is on there as well. And there's 2 different stream qualities. So if you're on your Wi-Fi, you can have 128, which is what the station broadcasts in. If you're on the mobile, 64.
Wonderful.
Nice and cheap. Know what I mean? Keep it cheap.
It sounds all right as well, doesn't it?
It does.
You're trying to keep your data down.
It's a lovely little app. I'm very proud of it. It was my my second app that I ever coded, and works fine.
I've got a few game faces that really like it, actually.
It just works. It doesn't do anything fancy. It doesn't want anything. So.
Speaking of game faces, actually, because he definitely is. Happy Dog's been drifting back into the world, hasn't he? And he's putting it out at the moment on the YouTube chat. He's asking people to suggest his new Twitter handle.
You've got a fly.
I know.
I'm just watching you. You're attracting flies, dude. Is Happy Dog gone, the YouTube stream?
I can't wait till he comes back on Twitter, because every time I post anything, he'll either just send me a direct, actual threat, or it'll be some sort of sexual violence.
We need to get him down here again.
Yeah, we'll get him down on a Tuesday, man.
Tuesday would be perfect.
Great, yeah. And then, like, when he appeared on the radio show remotely, and he was just on his vape. At least now, when it's going, because when he's talking, he's fine, but when he's listening to you and he just goes, yes, like that.
You can hear it.
At least on video, everyone would know why. Yeah,
and then just jumps in when I threw a dwarf out of my caravan once. But it'd be great to see him again, because we've lost him for so long, haven't we, to Far Cry 5?
Yes.
And we lost him.
Yeah,
he didn't speak to us. He just went away and played that. And we didn't hear a thing from him for ages, and he's sort of slowly resurfacing. So I know you are listening, Happy Dog. Come down and hang out with us again. It'd be good to see you, mate. And it's not like you're doing anything else, you know, in that empty shell of a hollow life that you live. Come and hang out with us. That'd be really nice. What does he want to know? What his streaming name should be?
Well, what his new Twitter handle should be?
Thick Geordie Twat.
Thick Geordie.
No?
I don't know.
Plays online games with kids. Love the kids.
I don't care as long as he's back, honestly.
No, I've missed Happy Dog.
Twitter was so boring when he left. I was just like,
I think he did send me a message once about me playing on PlayStation. I think I just told him to fuck off, and that was it. But we've had a donation.
Oh, thank you.
Whilst we're recording, that's from Matt. Thank you, Matt. That's really good of you.
Is there any text on the email? Because
it's just a notification.
Right.
I don't.
Because we should do that. If somebody sends us a donation whilst we're live on air,
shout outs.
Guaranteed. Whatever you write in it, question, whatever, we'll read it out. Definitely.
Absolutely. I'll save it for a future show. Depending on a Thursday night. Yeah, well,
not on a Thursday,
no,
but
we
tonight.
can do that on a Thursday as well.
Yeah.
Especially if we get to extend the show and give stuff away. I can't wait for that. I really hope we reach those funding targets, because that'd be so cool.
I really want to do 2 shows a week. I do.
Is it? But the different type shows, so one like this and then the TV show. I don't want to do 2 of the same thing.
No. Well, that'd be weird, wouldn't it?
It'd be uncomfortable for me. It's hard enough doing one show, sat there like, oh shit, I'm on telly.
I couldn't do 2 game faces a week. I
bet you could.
I want to. I'm trying to get set up at the moment.
Stop rubbing your nose on that cup, dude.
I really like it.
You're like a dog.
I know.
Rub my nose on that.
It's just the first couple of times was by accident, and then I was like,
quite like this.
Quite like it. I feel violated.
Brand new mics, courtesy of Nick, and you're just fucking ruining them. You're just making them dirty. It's good to see Nick's on Facebook as well.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Thanks for the mic. I'm particularly enjoying it tonight. Guys, if anyone does want to donate, thank you so much for that, Matt. But Trigger Warning TV. So if you just search Trigger Warning TV, it's triggerwarning.tv. There's a donate button there. You can do as little or as much as you want, and you can set up a recurring one.
And we're going to get the targets out this week.
Yes,
we're going to do it. We're going to do it this week. It'll all be, like I say, through Patreon, because it's easier to track.
Yeah, if you like.
So we have to pay an extra fee, but at least people can see. Because you can still use PayPal if you want. We'll count it in there, but You'll have to take our word for it.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's on Patreon, we'll make it public. We are getting this much from this target, and
I'd rather it was up and open like that.
absolutely.
There are ways of doing that with PayPal, though, isn't it? Like that Owen Benjamin site.
I'll have a look.
Have a look at that, because that does have a running total on there.
I've just got a feeling it might be some kind of plug-in, and I'm really wary of any plugins that connect to PayPal in any way, shape, or form that I can't sort of dismantle and have a look at. But we'll figure it out. I mean, it's not going to be too hard to keep track of, but we want to make sure that everyone's aware of exactly what's coming in and, what we'll do for it. And we'll never lie,
And we can't...
If we go way, way over target, guys, we're just going to fucking spend it.
Yeah.
But we are getting to the point where, because as you know, this whole studio with all this machine was all self-financed, and, my business and me, and we are going to be having to replace things sooner or later, so we might have to have little crowdfunders for specific items, though.
Yeah,
because my plan for that is not to go, we need $2,500. No, I'm going to say we need this. This is how much it costs, and this is what it'll do for Trigger. Everything's got to be open. It's got to be completely open.
Yeah,
nothing hidden away, and this is what it is.
And we can't possibly let any of them know that we really want to do this every week.
No,
we can't let them know that.
No,
because they won't donate.
We have to make it look like a favour to them.
Yeah, we've reached the goals, guys. We can finally do Tuesdays. Every week we'll do Tuesdays. We reach the goal. As a little thank you for you. We really want to do this, don't we?
Absolutely.
But it's justifying it. It's justifying it to people. Oh, hey, I didn't tell you my story from on the way down here.
No, you didn't.
There's always something that happens, and I've got my honky horn.
Yes.
There was a load of like young scally kids, 14, 15 or whatever, just right on the bike lane, and it was raised because sometimes I'll just pop up on the pavement and slip by them or whatever. Don't care.
You dreadful bastard.
I'm not here to like cause a fuss, sorry, but I was locked in. I couldn't go on the road or anything like that. It's one of these where it's in the pavement, and I honked my horn, and one girl went and jumped out the way, and the others just carried on walking in their own little world. Kids, bastards, as they are. So I did it a few more and freaked them out. They were very angry. You could tell they were like jumping, like shocked. And then as I passed them, you could hear that because they've not learned how to process the surprise yet. It very quickly turned to rage. Like, all right, mate, I heard you. And I was just beaming. I went through a red light just because I was like 2 meters past them was a red light, and I was like, I'm not fucking stopping there. I'm not
totally a stop.
Just stopped just there, like do. No, I went straight fucking through it, man. I was like, I'm not.
Take the Uga horn off, and if you come to confront you, just gently do it in the face.
But yeah, I do really enjoy it when I scare people. Go on.
Don't do that. Reach out and squeeze their face whilst squeezing the Uga horn. We can only do that if someone's filming, because I don't want to miss that.
No,
I don't want to miss that.
Turn up here with black eyes and all the rest of it.
Absolutely. We gotta reel off all the shows and things, because we've not done that too much yet. Remember that you can watch Trigger Warning TV every Thursday, 10 p.m. UK time. That runs 10 mile 11. That's on Live Leak and Facebook and YouTube, and triggerwarning.tv/live, where the chat room sometimes works. You can also join us every Tuesday. Now, if we get the funding we're in here, it'll be 9 when we finished. Otherwise, we do it remotely at 10:30 p.m. UK time. Far less civilized.
Yes.
Where we get far too tired and far too giddy because, we're both sat in our pants in our respective homes, not together. And because that'd be weird.
Yeah. Although I did have a little. I'm gonna get more and more clothes.
Undressed.
Yeah. I already had my wife beater. I forgot to put it on though, didn't I? Like
well, they'll donate now. Obviously, hearing that you're willing to bear the flesh. Also, don't forget Game Face show. The Game Face TV show goes out every Thursday at 8 p.m. UK time. Check that out, and the Game Face radio show, which you can listen to on Cogent Radio and Fab Radio International every Sunday at 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. UK time. Definitely check it out.
But not this weekend. Well, the first Sunday of the month is my week off.
I'll listen anyway.
Sunday Stephen takes over with his meme music.
Well,
which I don't know how to say in any way. Meme music.
Meme
music.
Meme. Well,
so
listen anyway. Oh, don't.
And then it's me. And then it's Graham. Second Sunday of the month is Graham's time of the month.
Don't mention vegans because it gets really fucking annoyed. So just between you and me.
Oh, bless his little face.
You told me
about
check it
that.
out anyway. check it out anyway, because you might enjoy it. And especially if you love chiptune and things like that and computer game music, you'll absolutely fucking love it. There's no two ways about it. So, but yeah, check those out. And of course, we're working on some other stuff for Trigger Warning as well. There's always ideas, and we're just starting to put a few things together, little ideas that we'll have to mull over for a while. But you know, maybe some vlogging.
Yeah.
Vodcast. Was it vodcast?
If that's what you want to call it. Yeah.
Vodcast. Yeah, because I like saying that. I do. I need to say that more often. Don't rub your nipples.
It's the third.
Don't rub your nipples.
It's the third show in a row that I've rubbed my nipples now. It's now officially a thing.
If you ever meet Graham, just say vodcast. And for some reason, he starts rubbing his nipples. So do that if you meet him. In fact, that's the best way of greeting Graham, is by reaching out and rubbing his nipples.
Right in my ears. Get right close.
Possibly one of the worst ways of greeting me is to get anywhere fucking near me. But Graham does like closeness and invasion of his space. You like that, don't you?
I like being violated, yeah. As long as it's there. As long as you let me know beforehand that it's a violation.
Don't waste it.
It has to be, yeah. You build it up properly. You don't just shove it in.
Not just the tip. Don't bother with the tip.
You've got to make sure you know for a fact that I don't want it. Verbally.
Yeah, I want a verbal agreement here. I want to make sure I'm officially violated. We do have a couple of comments, because I know this is the extra time where we fuck about for half an hour and it's all great, but there are people watching live. We spoke about Tommy Robinson earlier, and HTTR24 said the idea of Tommy is better than actual Tommy.
Yeah.
Speaking against Islamification of the UK is important, not necessarily the person doing the speaking. I said to Tommy when we interviewed him at the end, didn't I, that I think if he was genuine about his cause, if he's probably doing it more damage than good. More harm than good. But he's got books to sell and houses to buy, so I understand.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of fucked now. He's all in, isn't he? What's he supposed to do? I mean,
there's nothing else he can do now. He has to ride this like he's fucking stole it. And believe me, when he gets our nick, he's going to coin it.
Oh, yeah, of course he is. Of course he is. I mean, shit like... He was briefly... I love people going on about how he's not a journalist, but it's like, actually, he worked for Rebel Media, so he has actually got some kind of credential. There's something there.
Did he get sacked or did he leave?
I don't know. Well, it's not really based in the UK, is it?
It's Canadian Rebel Media.
Yeah, so I don't think he was. But they're still there. The videos are still on the website and all that.
I don't know.
Because I saw someone gloating about the fact that he's not a journalist. So I was like, well, I'm going to go on the website and he is actually on a site, you know, so where do we count it? If
he's just not a journalist they like.
Yeah, exactly. But if Rebel Media isn't, then loads of other ones aren't either. I would
suggest to Tommy that if he's going to be a journalist, he perhaps learns how the laws apply to journalism and things like that, to avoid going to the prison with the angry Muslims.
I think, though, that's a fair point, though, in terms of, you know, the reality of Tommy being...
Absolutely
disappointing compared to what Tommy's come to represent.
You can never live up to
but
the pedestal people put you on anyway.
But the important thing with Tommy Robinson is what he represents. That's the big thing. People there going, you're all fucking racists and all that. And I see it all the time on Twitter. It's all people calling his followers dumbasses and all that. And it's like, they haven't got the basic understanding that most of the people that follow him aren't racist.
Doesn't matter.
And what they're worried about is their kids getting fucked by Muslims. That's their perception of the situation. That's their concern.
Yeah, of course it is. But and you know how it's team sports now.
Yeah.
We can't be logical about any of it. We can't allow for anybody else's opinion. We have to pick a team.
Yeah.
And we have to demonise the other team, like Brexit. Okay, which I did have a little bit. It wasn't terribly exciting. Very quickly on Brexit.
Go on.
Barnier, who's been quite difficult with us, has softened his stance with help from Germany and the Netherlands on financial services.
Oh, really?
Right. France they are losing their shit because they thought they had them.
Yeah.
And it's all getting a bit tit for tat now. Because I think that's one of the things the EU might want to keep in London.
Right.
To keep us close together, even if we're not in the EU. It'll bind us together. And France was like, we're getting these. We're nailed on.
Finally.
And it was for a while.
Some
nailed
actual
on.
Money.
We get them. And then Barnier, who so far has gone, no, to everything, because of course he would. It's like, maybe. And it could be that even if we crash out, the financial services might still end up staying in London.
Well, it'll never work out in France, though, would it? I mean, come on.
They'd be on strike every 10 minutes.
Yeah, Paris is beautiful, but it's
not.
It's a socialist's dream.
It's everyone's living dog shit.
Everyone's living hand to mouth. Everyone's fucking broke as shit, starving.
Riots,
yeah, it's like
racial tension.
There's no actual wealth. What the fuck are they going to do with the financial sector moving over there? They'd be fucked.
And everyone thinks London is where the financial sector is, and it's not. It's not in London. It's in the city of London. People need to understand there is a big difference between London and the city of London.
Go on, explain to me, because I don't know what you're talking about, man.
The city of London is it's like Vatican City.
Right,
where all the finances are, the politician. City of London, London. City of London pretty much make their own rules. I mean, have a look at it. It's quite
I know what
fascinating.
You mean. Yeah, I do know what you mean. Yeah.
So people are putting a lot of weight, but now the fact that they're not panicking as much means that the Remainers don't talk about them very much. At all, because obviously at the minute Project Fear on the EU has gone through the fucking roof.
Yeah.
The Independent are pushing for this people's voice referendum. We need another referendum on, I'm not entirely sure what it's about, but apparently we need another one. And the Sky has joined in going, well, actually, the majority of British people would favour staying in the EU. They polled 1,400 Sky News viewers.
Yeah. It was a tiny poll, tiny.
1,400 Sky, which they are quite biased towards Remain anyway. So 1,400. It's amazing. Rupert Murdoch, Chief Gammon. Okay, he's like peak Gammon. He's a Remainer. He wants to stay in the EU. David Cameron, Theresa May, George Osborne, all Remainers. So it's amazing that Project Fear is getting... Now it's like there'll be no insulin, the stockpiling things, and that shows how shit it is. And I'm like, is this not the first sensible thing our government's done? That knowing that even a week of disruption has to be covered.
Oh, yeah.
So the first sensible thing they've done is gone, we'll make sure that week is the least amount of disruption possible. It'll probably be more like a month or two. It won't take long for European suppliers to fix the supply problem.
Of course, yeah. Did you see that guy on Newsnight? Newsnight had a whole section with a guy representing the Sandwich Association. And he was saying, well, obviously we get a lot of tomatoes from Europe, from Spain. That won't be happening. It's just like... And part of me, I was watching it, I was thinking... Because he was saying the horrors of having to move back into eating seasonal foods. And I was thinking, isn't that a good thing? Isn't that what the left want? Isn't that what we're supposed to be doing?
Is, all the other countries in the world we import shit from that aren't in the EU. What kind of witchcraft is used to get those products here that we can't get tomatoes from Spain?
Yeah.
What kind of witchery? But tomatoes will cost more. Good. Let's put the price of milk up as well that's produced in the UK.
Yeah, I'm a big one on that.
Let's pay another 50 pence.
I wouldn't even fucking notice.
No, of course you wouldn't.
I wouldn't. I mean, it's gone up and down. Like, just put it up and give it to them. Fucking milk. I mean, this is the issue with Europe, isn't it? And it's the issue with the fucking subsidies and payouts and stuff. Like, we're paying money to Europe. Europe's subsidising our farmers. It's like, why the fuck are we... Why are we allowing our government and the European government so much control over prices and all that shit? Why are we not shaming the shit out of Tesco and all that so that they pay the farmers properly?
You're starting to get your gammon on you.
Oh, no, I'm just...
You are, and you
what you about?
The first time you've ever openly criticised the EU.
Don't start rewriting history. I've criticised Europe loads. We were talking about the internet thing the other week, and I fucking went off on that.
This is your inner gammon.
No, don't start propagandising it. I've criticised Europe, and fuck off.
Here we go.
Fuck off.
Here we go. The reality.
No.
Cold, harsh reality.
No, it's the same. It's the same thing. I'm not a big fan of these social crutch nonsense because you're just telling Tesco and Asda, pay fuck all for your milk because the taxpayers are just going to cover it for you. And it's like, no, don't do it.
Have you heard about the subsidies in the US?
Go on.
Through the trade wars?
No.
Trump took away a subsidy for farmers.
Okay.
Had his little trade war with China, so they've had to start subsidising farmers again, which means not only are they not selling stuff to the countries he's having his little tiff with, they're going to owe more money to China to subsidise the farmers. It's fucking around. And the farmers are there going, MAGA.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing in terms of his trade deals, because they come in soon, isn't it? It's like it's the next few days. Countries all over the world are openly advertising now, like, we can give you this, we can get it's like the whole world is now having a sale for various goods. Like, we can provide this many tons of soy, no problem. South America's going mental with it. They love it. They're waiting because they're just undercutting it before the tariffs come in.
Oh yeah,
just as a big fuck you,
we can chop this we can chop more rainforest down to make room for soy crops than anybody else.
And Mr. They won't see what's coming, the art of the deal, has just openly bragged about how much money. So everyone knows exactly what the tariff's going to be. So the whole world can undercut it.
Yeah.
The beauty of free market capitalism. The beauty of it. And it's the issue of him getting fucking involved with it.
Oh.
It's what we said in the last podcast, man. You try and do something for the right reasons. There's always unintended bad consequences.
There's so many.
Yeah, I know.
Kim Jong-un. It looks like he's building missiles again.
Oh, bless his little face.
But I thought it was fixed, North Korea. I thought we could all sleep soundly in our beds at night. I didn't know I wasn't supposed to be sleeping soundly. I didn't know I was supposed to be afraid of North Korea until Donald told me I could sleep safely in my bed at night. And now I'm worried because it turns out who would have thought that wouldn't work out? And now, after tweeting at Iran, the country that hasn't had Twitter since 2009, in caps, it's his pinned tweet.
Oh, has he pinned it?
Last time I checked, it was his pinned tweet.
That's awesome.
And now he's saying, "I'll meet the leader of Iran. No questions asked. I'll meet with you." I'm thinking, I wonder what magnificent concessions he'll get from that meeting. I mean, I know it sounds like we're always having a go at Donald, but you know what? If it was Hillary, I'd be doing the same.
Yeah, of course.
But the fact is, Donald's in the seat, and he's to use a phrase from our colonial cousins I do like, he's a fucking dumpster fire. Everything now, he's freaking out about everything because Manafort's going up. His lawyers recorded everything, and he's handing out the tapes like fucking candy. His son's going to get indicted at some point. That's really looking bad. But Donald already threw him under a fucking bus on that. Saying, he knew about it. I didn't know about it. Don, that's your kid. Dude. But he doesn't fucking throw. He wasn't my favourite anyway. It's just. So the reason you talk about Trump so much isn't because you're anti-Republican or anti-this or that. It's just the guy's fucking fascinating.
Yeah, he's awesome. I love it. I love the chaos of it.
I'm loving it right up until real Americans really do start losing their homes and shit like that. Then it'll stop being funny. But what gets me is, he talks about the tariffs with China. China was so fucking clever because they introduced retaliatory tariffs that only affect the Rust Belt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's where all his support is.
Yeah, of course.
Because they know what they're fucking doing. Whereas Donald's like, fuck you. No understanding why these tariffs are in place or the size they are and what it does and how it balances trade and all this. And now you get it back there and no realization of that whatsoever. But he's winning because he's telling people, fuck you, I'm going to charge you loads of tariffs.
I've just checked his Twitter feed, by the way, and his pinned tweet is currently a fan-made video that someone sent him.
Oh, dear Lord.
And it is extremely patriotic.
Manafort, I've just been told by HTTR24, Manafort has nothing to do with Trump.
Oh, really?
Wasn't he his campaign manager?
I don't know.
Doesn't look good, dude. Trump plays carrot and stick. Of course he does. Oh, bless. 4D chess. China will fold first. Trump reintroduced the CCC on a temporary basis. Yeah. I hope he does. For the sake of America, I hope he does win. Yeah. I hope it all, because I don't give a fuck. If it works out better for you guys, I'm happy for you guys. I've always said all along, if Trump turns out to be a success, I'll be made up for you.
Well, their economy's doing really well.
Yeah, but how much of that again?
Yeah, but here's the thing though. It was. Do you remember the 1 year after Trump? The fake news articles that were projecting it, and then there was just like a nuclear apocalypse, fallout shelters everywhere, and that's
stuff, never as bad as they make it.
It's stuff always that, but the economy was getting better, jobs were getting better before he came into power. But they've also carried on getting better. Yeah, he hasn't fucked it all up yet, No,
I mean, like I say, for the sake of America, I hope it works out. I do. But that doesn't prevent me laughing my tits off at the fucking oaf. Because if it does succeed, it's not because of Trump. It's really not. It doesn't work. We all know it doesn't fucking work.
No. He's a total ass.
The guy is a serial fucking failure who's still a billionaire because he's fucked everybody else along the way. I'm sorry if you're a supporter of him, you don't like it. Look at how many American companies he's sent to the fucking wall with all these bankruptcies and shit businesses. It's amazing how well you can do well when you start out with several $1 million from your dad. You know, but he's allegedly a billionaire. We don't know. We can't see his tax returns.
I still love that. Do you remember that? Like he refused to open it, and that was the big thing, wasn't it? That was the big thing, and that is so far gone in the past now. That is like, oh my God, because he'll do 3-4 huge news cycle things a week. And the tax returns, no one's even asking anymore, are they? It's just not even a thing now.
See, the thing is, people are just so happy, many people, that they just didn't get Hillary.
Yeah.
But the fact is, if any other president had come out with some of this shit, you guys would have hanged him from the fucking rafters. But because he's on your team, it's like, nah, sorry, he's saying it how it is. Have you read any of his fucking speeches?
Yeah,
most of them aren't even in fucking English.
There's a huge thing with Trump though, and he has. I mean, obviously the migrant thing with the border was a complete fuck up.
He's managed to blame that on Obama and the Clintons, so it's worked out.
But there's a weird thing with Trump in that, like, what he says doesn't actually relate very much to what happens in terms of policy. That's the thing. So people are there going, oh, he hates women, blah, blah, blah. But what he's actually doing isn't very much. He's doing fuck all, really. He doesn't do a lot. These things are quite superficial, you know. Obviously,
I'd still be fucking embarrassed.
Oh yeah,
if my president fucking tweeted my prime minister. I mean, our prime minister, don't get me wrong, is a fucking embarrassment.
That's what I was going to say, man. Get your own house in order.
She's a weak, dreadful.
Oh, I'm so sorry, everyone.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's because that gets into what about it. Well, what about your prime minister? She's shit.
She's a dick.
She's terrible. I'd rather have Donald fucking Trump. And I'm not even joking when I say I sincerely mean I would rather have Donald Trump.
Oh yeah, 100%. At least shit would be interesting. Well, but that's what we talked about the other week. You know, he's talking about the fucking migrants in America. We do that here. This is the thing about everyone pointing fingers at Donald Trump. We've got prisons full of hundreds of people on hunger strike right now.
Oh, we're a dreadfully shitty country.
English people who have been taken by fucking immigration just because they're black, and they're in prison right now.
The Windrush.
Yeah, the fucking Windrush people. Wait, like, we are doing stuff that is just as bad as all that shit we're taking the kids away.
Well, we get this on the
show
a
lot,
though, don't we?
Look at you, Trump. It's like,
why don't you talk
off.
about your country? So I did that whole thing where I did a 1 hour blast on the UK and our government. Do you know what someone said to me the next week? Why don't you talk about your own country? You can't win. It's all whataboutery, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
You say Donald, I say Hillary. Yeah, I say Hillary, you say Donald, and that's all the way it is. Donald Trump is the most powerful man in the world, therefore, well, Putin, possibly, but the leader of the most powerful nation on earth is Donald Trump, so obviously he's the man we're paying attention to.
Yeah.
But you know what? The radio broadcast ends in 47 seconds.
The fuck? Can we not extend it?
Not the radio one. So what we're going to do, this will end extra time, but if you're listening live within another 5 minutes, just have a wee tattle or something like that. But we've got to wrap it up at some point, dude. It's 11 o'clock.
Oh, fuck, it is, isn't it?
Do you know what? It's best that we wrap this up. Guys, if you're listening on the podcast, thank you so much for listening. Please share. It's worth its weight in gold to us. If you're listening or watching live, thank you for spending your time with us. We genuinely appreciate it. Remember, we're back on Thursday with Trigger Warning TV. And we'll be back with this next week in one form or another. If it's remote, probably be around 10:30. Keep an eye on @TriggeredTV on Twitter. And you'll know what's going on, or triggerwarning.tv. Bye, everybody. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See you soon. Have a good week.